Today's the day for a giant fence renovation here at the Rylee Ranch, and it's all because this one cow, Abigail. We got Abigail the cow when she was just a little tiny cow, only a couple weeks old. But over the years, she's grown quite a bit. And Abigail has an itchy butt and she likes to scratch it on trees. So over here in our goat field, we started a few years ago fencing off all the trees so it looks like a beautiful garden. And the animals can't eat all the trees that are growing over there. Over the next few days, we're gonna put 145 fence posts in and section off all the trees so there's more land for the cow and there's less trees for her to break. And then all the animals can move into the fenced areas. We're gonna put a fenced area in this corner around these trees, and we're gonna build a little fence around these bushes. And then once that's done, we're gonna fill this area up with trees as well. And then this is the big part. We're gonna put all these posts all the way around the water and all the way around the forest, and it's gonna loop all the way around to the other side, and that's gonna be sectioned off from the cow. And why are we doing that? Well, then Abigail can't go in the forest, break all the trees, and then we're also gonna really develop this area so the animals like the ducks and the geese and the emus can have a much more large natural area to hang out in. This is the pond we're going to keep improving over the next couple years, and we're going to make it really nice for all the animals. See, in the meantime, over the last few years, Abigail has been taking this forest down by scratching her butt. So we're going to kick her out of the woods and get her own area so she can't do as much damage. See those fence posts? Those are going to keep going all the way around the woods. And then all these bushes like this, we're fencing off these areas too so they can grow. And this guy is going to stop bothering the trees. Because out here, Abigail has so much grassland. And you know what? This is where she should be eating. Not in the woods, breaking all my trees. And I got to tell you, every year over the last few years, that forest is getting thinner and thinner because Abigail goes in there and eats everything, even though she has access to so much produce. And hey, it's not happening anymore, Abigail. And then there's some little areas like this where we're going to build a fence at the front of the property so we can line it with trees and have a more natural environment. And around that forest, that fence is going to go all the way around to our turkey house. And as you can see, it's going to be like a garden with all these little fences. And this forest here, well, we're going to help this forest grow by fencing it off. And another little section around this forest. Well, it's been an insanely busy morning here at the Rylee Ranch. Abigail, do you mind? We've put almost 150 fence posts in, and we're ready to show you what we've been working on. Do you mind, Baguette, my dear? That is a cow if I've ever seen one. Ugh. Now, Philippe, what can we ask you about the new renovation? What do you think, sir? Seems to be interested. All right, so I'm going to show you what we've been working on. So right here, this is the gate to the backyard where all our big animals are. And we put in fence posts all along up to the outhouse and then all along down here. So we're going to fill this area with trees so we have a nice perimeter of trees around the property. And then there's going to be little areas like this. We put all these fence posts around to keep things like llamas and alpacas out. Now the idea here, we're going to put this 4-foot fence, we're going to board it in, then we're going to plant way more trees so the animals can still be under the shade, but it's going to be way more forested. Because what happens with some big ladies here at the Rylee Ranch, they go in the woods, they scratch their butt on the trees, and then the trees break. So we're actually losing trees at a really, really fast rate. So what we're going to do is fence these areas in and plant 1 million more trees. Here's another area we did. So we put a bunch of posts around this forest section. We're going to board it off and then we're going to fill it with trees. And as you can see, Fernando is very concerned with what's going on. Fernando, you got something in your mouth there? Now, of course, we're going to have to tamp all these posts in, put 2x4s up in boards, but this is the main area. So this is where we put fence posts around the entire main forest and pond. And we're going to do some major renovations in here to make this area much greener. And as you can see, all those trees Abigail's breaking, yeah, that's going to stop. And out here, well, we're going to get this area developed more so the big animals have a nicer environment, build them some houses, get some better grass growing out here. And that big fence we talked about, yep, that goes all the way around toward the ostrich and connects to the gate. And then over here, we have some more fenced areas to keep these trees safe, and we're going to plant more trees in there. So that's the plan here over the next week or two. It's going to cost a few dollars and it's going to take a lot of work, but we have some major renovations. Like in the spring here in Alberta in the summer, we only have 4 or 5 months to do this because September, October hits and winter is back for 6 months. We have to move really fast when we're working in the spring and summer. You'll see the renovations move quickly. And of course, when it's spring and you don't have a lot of grass, and Abigail's eating all your trees, we're gonna make sure the cow and all the big animals have a lot of food because we need this grass growing, and we actually need some rain. It's been a pretty dry last few days, even though we had such a wet winter. And last year, this is one of the new fenced areas. We planted a bunch of trees. So you can kind of imagine what it's gonna look like when all these trees grow.